Welcome back to Combat Sports Weekly, and welcome back to the Roundtable. One new face here, but I think he knows how it works, right, Mike?
I think so.
All right, here we go, Roundtable. Introducing first, the first-timer, Mike Adams, 6:10 a.m. When can people catch you on the station?
11 to 1 every Saturday. Tune in. We appreciate you. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, of course. Pleasure to finally have you on. Screenwrite, James Lindemuth, also 6:10. When can people catch you on the station?
It's going to be every Thursday at 5:15 for the Sports Bar's MMA and boxing segment.
Yeah, screenwrite of him. Michael Frankel, CageMinds.com, and a man of many other talents and websites and blogs.
Cage Minds MMA, you can find me everywhere. Redness.tv, a lot of places.
Yeah, right off the top, back to you, Micah. Rafael Dos Anjos, he's out of UFC 196, replaced by Nate Diaz, we found out this week. Your thoughts?
Well, isn't this funny? Frankie Edgar said it great. The UFC, the C stands for now, UF Conor. They're just trying to build them up. It's kind of funny. No mention of Cerrone now, not really a mention of Pettis. A guy coming off a fight, off a full camp, a guy that has a fight in 6 weeks that's ready. All we're talking about guys that's sitting on the couch. Aldo didn't have a fight in sight, let's have him do it. Edgar got off of groin surgery, let's have him do it. Oh, let's pick Diaz, who can't make 55 right now, have him go up to 70. Conor wins this fight easy. They're just trying to make Conor into the biggest star they can, and they're serving guys up. Why won't you fight a guy who's been training on 2 weeks' notice? Because we haven't been training like we have a fight. This is horrible. Epitome of bad things, and a lot of free agents looking at this going to Bellator.
All right, you're on fire, man. That was quick as heck.
I don't even know.
James, what do you think?
I don't know where to go.
170 pounds, man.
I was surprised that it was at 170, and I was also surprised that Cerrone wasn't even. He was mentioned in the initial talks that would be somebody that they would look at. But then when I looked at it, I don't know that was the greatest fight for Donald. So I don't know that this is such a bad thing for him not to, if he had to come down to 55 from the weight that he's at now, that would have been tough. I think it would have been really tough for him to do that. And again, the commissions, I don't know how that comes into play as well, whether he would have been allowed to fight on such short notice. Right. I don't know exactly how that works.
Yeah. Mike, anyone else besides Diaz that you would have liked to seen take this?
I'm sure we'd have liked to seen Edgar. We'd have liked to seen a lot of different names, but I think this makes sense economically. This is why Nate Diaz is a big name. Stockton, California, the Diaz brothers sell tickets. Conor McGregor's the biggest draw in UFC. If you're going to make this happen, you're going to make it continue. The 5 rounds, I'm not too sure of due to the fact that it's a non-title fight, but other than that, Nate Diaz is the perfect guy for it.
Yeah, and were you guys surprised that the home fight didn't move to main event?
Logically disappointed, but not surprised.
Yeah, McGregor obviously runs the UFC, like you said.
Well, and if you're going to have it at 170, why not maybe a Lawler?
Oh, that would have been kind of dangerous. You think it would have been? I mean, that would have been feeding him to a pit bull, don't you think?
Well, but it's the economics, would have been there.
Yeah.
But from a standpoint of Lawler being ready after that Condit fight, would not have happened.
Right.
Just wouldn't have happened at that time.
And this weekend, Anderson Silva against Michael Bisping. Your predictions?
Oh,
London. You're going to get an early start. You watch MMA all the time, so it doesn't matter.
It starts at 10:45. 10:45 in the morning out here for us locally in New Mexico. The prelims start. I'll be up on Fight Pass watching that. Anderson Silva, I think he sells more power, more technique. Bisping's chin is, he can brawl, but he has pillow hands. It's going to be a late round knockout for Silva once he gets his timing, 3rd, 4th round.
You think so?
Yes.
Wow, that's a pretty bold prediction. What do you think?
Yeah, I do see Silva winning the fight. I don't know that he has the same, knockout capability that he's had in the past. You could see a front kick possibly coming, as we've seen in the past from him. But again, with Bisping, it's his chin that I worry about. We saw Dan Henderson, make a very huge example of how soft his chin can be.
Yeah.
And so I do see Silva winning. I don't know that it's necessarily in dramatic fashion, though.
Yeah, let's not forget also that a lot of Bisping's losses have come against guys who were eventually came up a little dirty. What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting. But in Bisping's case, and I don't know if I took any of James's time, but in Bisping's case, every time he's fought a big name, Henderson at 100, Belfort, doesn't show up. Anderson Silva is the biggest name of the sport. I like Anderson Silva in this fight as well.
I think I'm going to go complete opposite. I'm going to mix it up here a little bit. I'm going Bisping. I don't know where the heck's going to happen or when. I'll be bold here.
Put some money on it because the odds are in your favor at this point.
Second round knockout, screw it.
I'm not taking a Bisping who technically probably should have lost that decision to Dalloway back at 187 to beat Anderson Silva.
Yeah, you just don't know what kind of shape Silva is coming in either, and also not just physical but mental shape as well. So that's something that's interesting to me also. So just to confirm, you guys are all going Silva.
If you've seen the behind-the-scenes stuff, too, I think he's won the mental edge. He's upset Bisping in a way that we haven't seen Bisping getting since, I think, Mayhem Miller.
Yeah, but not even in that part of the world. You guys don't give him a shot. You don't think he'll be hyped
should
being
walk out.
in
Silva should walk out with Dan Henderson. That's what he should do. That would
to play that mental game?
seal the deal.
Oh, man.
I'm not saying it's a clear, blowout, but I'm going with Silva.
Yeah. We'll move on into our next topic, a pretty big fight taking place out in that same part of the world. Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg. Guys, I want your predictions. Carl Frampton, 21-0, 14 KOs. Quigg, 31-0, 2 draws, 23 KOs. This is a huge super featherweight fight. I'll start with you.
I'll start here. Frampton, who just fought in El Paso, typically fights in Ireland. Barry McGuigan's his trainer. Barry McGuigan, probably the greatest Irish champion of all time. You look at Quigg, all his fights have been in the UK. So you look at both of these individuals, home court typically wins out. I like Quigg in this one, although I'll be rooting for Frampton due to the Barry McGuigan kind of timeline with him. But I like Quigg in this. It's his backyard. Doesn't lose in his backyard. Both fighters are undefeated. I like Quigg.
This is a very close fight. Like, virtually the odds are super
50-50.
even. Carl Frampton maybe a little bit of favorite in most sports books. James, what do you think about this one?
When looking at this fight, and Mike's exactly right, it is there is that home court advantage, but I think that it's such a huge event for that entire area of Europe that it's going to be one of those fights that you just wish you could be at.
Yeah, 20,000 people are going to be at least.
And could you imagine the energy that's going to be going on in that building? I'm a huge David Hay fan. So, his prediction...
You're like one of 5 people, I think, that are...
Yeah, well, I just, I always thought that he was going to do something more, and it never really materialized, and I guess I was the one person that thought it was going to happen. But he's predicting Frampton to win, so I'm going to stick with my man David, and it's going to be Frampton.
Right, we're going Quigg, Frampton, Micah. I don't know how much you've seen of these super featherweights
you know how much of a
boxing.
boxing expert I am, so I'm going to let you guys know right now. Simon Marcus beats Marcus Levin in glory to become the new middleweight champion. I get Eduardo Dantes beating Marcos Galval to become the new Bellator bantamweight champion, and I've heard of Frampton before, so I'm going to go with him because I'm horrible about boxing.
You're thinking Peter Frampton, though.
No, I was thinking Carl Froch when I started looking up everything first, though.
Yeah, we have 1 minute.
Yeah, just one more quick add to this. When you look at Kiko Martinez, the common opponent for both of these guys, Kiko gets the call to fight against Leo Santa Cruz next week in the Honda Center. So the common opponent, the way they fought, I still like Quigg in this one due to the fact that he's in his back.
I won't be surprised if Quigg stops him. Frampton had a tough fight against Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. in El Paso, but I'm sticking with Frampton. Frampton or Quigg?
Frampton.
Okay, you're going Frampton? All right, we're going 3-1. That'll do it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week. We'll see if the same round table's around. We goofed around a lot today, but nonetheless, you guys stay tight.